We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Yes, we're doing it live. Let's jump right into it, man. We're gonna talk about Drake and also the Zoom guy, RJ. Let's start with Drake.
Yeah.
It's
They say-
it's dying down. The flame is dying down, as they would say in some of these movies.
Yeah, I mean, when you go against your fan, then of course you need to, you respect the legend. So I guess Drake is like, you know what, I'm gonna tone it down. But hey guys, before we proceed, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, KR. Let's move to the
Yeah,
next
man.
first topic.
It's the first topic indeed. Drake deletes Kendrick Lamar. This is from his Instagram. Hey, I think it's officially over now. The man is he doesn't want no smoke, even though his fans have been calling him like he used to call Kendrick at the beginning of the beef. Like, when are you dropping? His fans were asking him to clap back, and he chose for himself.
Yeah.
He chose for his
KR,
career, because after this, if he would have clapped back again, I'm pretty sure the next this would have been a tape of someone doing the dirty work, with maybe some, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything.
you know what the ironic thing is, because of course here on YouTube there are certain things you can't say, or at least it's
Yeah.
preferably you ideally don't want to say those words, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you look for substitute words. So
Mm-hmm.
of course you do more preparation than I do. So when you started the sentence with Drake deleted Kendrick, I thought, what? I didn't know about this, but then you continued saying this is like so,
Well, it was more like the weekend was trying to delete Drake, but that's not a topic. That's something we're not gonna talk about. That's deeper than rap, as they say. That's deeper than rap. That's some R&B. That's some R&B beef going on. Who would have
yeah.
thought we would go from rappers busting at each other to R&B singers trying to strap the other
R&B
one and send him to the gulag?
R&B singers, also comedians, man. 2024 is the year of comedians, man.
Crazy. Yo. This is crazy.
They,
Yo.
they don't
Everyone.
say,
Huh?
and they're in the comedians beef. So when they beef, they're not looking for the pa 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 pa. They're looking for the ha 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 ha. Because as Cat Williams said, the more hot you get,
Yo, this is crazy. Why did you do that? Yo.
Cat Williams said the more he said the more Cat Williams said, I was watching it, Donnell. This is the last thing I'll say, and then we can continue continue with the real topic. But I was watching like an old interview of Donnell Rawlings at the Breakfast Club. There was during the time Corey Holcomb, he and Corey Holcomb went at it.
Yeah, we're beefing. Yeah.
Yeah, they were well, yeah, because he stood up for Dave basically. Because Corey was talking ish about Dave, but he said to the Breakfast Club, "No, man, and if this doesn't work out, and I'm gonna paraphrase it because I don't remember exactly the words he said, but he said like, we're gonna fight it out." And Charlemagne and Envy were like, "No, fight it out. Why?" He said, when I say fight it out, I mean on the stage, man. I'm gonna. It's a different. They do the ha ha ha's, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hey man. What a time it has been. That's been a fun battle. At the end, you can look back. If you think about it, this all started with Drake. Well, with Kendrick dropping that like that verse that didn't stood well with Drake. He dropped 2 tracks, and then he started trolling, asking Kendrick to drop. Drake fans, and I'm talking about the freaky ass ninjas, they were asking for the smoke. They were begging. I've never seen someone beg for the smoke. And when the smoke came out, they started crying.
Well,
Crying foul. Imagine in a battle, you start battling, and the dude starts doing you dirty, talking crazy stuff about you. Now you start crying, saying it's not fair. I can win this because you're making stuff up while you were also making stuff up.
well, at the one hand, it seems like the Drake fans were whining and crying. At the same time, that was very great. It's still very interesting to see. At the same time, they're cheering because Drake won the beef supposedly. So
Yeah, it's a weird. They were all over the place. That's what you get when people do psychological damage to you. You don't know what you see. You start seeing ghosts, PTSD. You start punching. You start being happy while punching a bag, trying to
yeah,
punch someone.
yeah,
Hey, I think the whole thing might have left these people in, and then these people are talking about the freaky ass ninjas from the Drake side, having a psychological damage, man. They have PTSD, that's for sure. They'll never
yeah.
talk about this is like Uncle Vit. Some people will ask to never talk about it again because they don't want to discuss who won the battle, even though it was clear who won it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But that's not all. Kendrick continues to close the gap on Spotify. Kendrick, both songs. So we're talking about first person shooter and like that. Both songs are sitting at 300 million views streams, with Drake holding the slight 319 and Kendrick to 309. Push Up and Euphoria. When it comes to Push Up and Euphoria, Kendrick holds the lead of 135.3 million streams, while Push Up has 93.7 million streams. Family Matters. Family Matters. And Meet the Grahams are both tied around the 50 million mark. And yeah, then we're left with the banger. Not like
Fam-
us at 217, almost 218 million streams since it's released. And then they didn't even count. They didn't even count the the Hard Part 6. And
yeah.
people, I think most people listen to the Hard Part 6 one time, and it was like, this ain't it. The
I
man is
didn't.
talking about what, if I did it, they would have locked me because I'm too famous to come to get. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah, I didn't even. To be honest, KR didn't even listen to it completely. The only one I listened to completely, well, the ones I listened to completely were
Push Up.
Family Matters, yeah, and that one, yeah. So Push Up and yeah, those two. But
Yeah.
I mean, I've been vibing on Not Like Us all these days. So these last couple of weeks, seems like the more I listen to it, the more I like it. I've
Do you
seen.
also do the walk, the sea walk to it?
Oh man, I got a.
Or do you
I
only do you play it right before you go to court when you're
I,
trying to free some?
I don't. I
We're
don't.
gonna talk about Jayoma later
Yeah,
on. But
yeah, yeah. No man,
oh man,
I don't do these. I don't do the dance because as you know, I was. I took an arrow to the knee when I was playing basketball in college, and I never recouped. So I'm
was
good,
that
man.
knee was that knee red colored? Maybe.
No, no, yeah, yeah, man.
Ah, oh man, no. But all jokes aside, I think it's clear that this beef is officially over, and I think this is a good time to close it out. And at the end, we talked about it last week. I said, I'm not gonna say we. I said, I claimed that Drake is the GOAT karaoke rapper. He still is, and he still will be.
Yeah.
When it comes to greatest hip hop writer right now, it ain't even a chance.
Ain't
I
close.
think no one wants to bet. I think this is like, in the what's the movie, the land of where no the land
I know which one.
no God, with the psychopath who walks around with a shooter that shoots air. The land of no God.
Don't know that one. I thought you were talking about No Country for Old Men.
Oh, yes, that one. That one.
Yeah.
No country for old man. Yeah. No country for old man. No one wants smoke from that guy. I think after this, no one wants smoke from Kendrick. You might not know if you're gonna get labeled a rapist or a serial
Yeah.
child toucher, or you're gonna I don't know. You don't know where he's going.
Yeah. Because you don't know. I mean, Kendrick has supposedly been quiet for years,
Yeah, he doesn't talk. He doesn't give.
according to you. So you think, but you think that he was. So you probably think that he wasn't doing anything because you weren't hearing him. Everyone was in the woods chopping the trees down, and you didn't hear Kendrick. And you were like, Kendrick isn't doing anything. That lazy mofo. Well, the guy was apparently just sitting with his axe, KR. And he was just doing this the whole time. Like, okay, these people, it takes them 6 hours to cut this tree. I'm gonna cut it in 5. So who knows what else he has in stock for the rest, man.
AKA John Stockton. Anyway,
3, 4, 5 plus 5.
five. I guess we'll never hear those other five.
I bet you we will.
Such a shame. I don't think we'll hear it. I don't think we'll hear it. Unless Drake pulls up with his friends now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everyone's gotta get some stock. GTA 5 style. Anyway,
Hope it doesn't get that far.
no, I'm talking about lyrically. I'm not talking about
Then me too.
yeah. Would you say what are you talking about, dude? I was never talking about real violence.
I know
Are you?
you aren't. I know you aren't, but you don't have a bodyguard that took lead in the arm.
Yeah, but then again, Weekend's bodyguard also got a lead in his leg, so
No.
it
Bionic man.
I'm wishing the Weekend, aka Abel, and Drake, aka Aubrey. Why both of their names start with an A? Anyway, the A team from Canada, wishing all the luck. Don't pop each other. We don't need that in R&B. Imagine R&B becoming the most violent genre. What
It's gonna say more about the rap though.
At this point, rap has been exposed for guys not living the what they're rapping. So,
Yeah.
hey man, I think let's switch to the usual topic, the relic topic you pick out, and we give a real quick an opinion on RJ.
Yes. So guys, we're gonna talk about the Reddit topic. Remember to let us know your thoughts and opinions. Rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our other socials and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm gonna show the banner now. And of course, the banner just tells you a little bit. Wife took away my opportunity to become a father.
She sent she what's the word we use? Oh man, I forgot the word.
What word?
Wasn't decommissioned. It was the other word.
Disownment.
Disownment, yes. Well, decommission sounds even better, but
Oh,
you decommission the baby. Oh, oh man, that sounds crazier though.
you laid
Decommission.
laid off
Decommission.
laid off
Eject.
the yo, no, never mind. Let's not continue on this path.
Okay. Yeah, you think. Yeah, what's the story, RJ?
Yeah, so the story goes as follows. I'm a 44-year-old man. My wife is 43.
Damn.
As the title says, I always plan on having kids with my wife. We have a video we recorded together for our future children when we were younger. I didn't want to start until I was absolutely sure we were financially stable enough to support a kid. I can distinctly remember when that day came about 12 years ago. Suddenly, she wasn't so sure, which came as a complete shock. After much conversation, she agreed I'd make a great father and we could finally stop using contraceptives. Yes, they were always required prior to that. It seemed like she started keeping track of her cycles, but I think we only tried on the proper days once or twice in a 2-year period. I
What?
feel I feel like the keeping track she did was to make sure we didn't do it on, uh, on
Oh,
certain days. So here's where the stuff gets really messed up. Spurred on by our dog's coming demise, I started researching why we never ended up having kids and came across some texts over 10K, over 10,000 texts.
10,000 tech?
During that same, yeah, so I'm going to read it one more time because I want you to read how he's formulating what he actually did. Okay. So I'm going to repeat it again. And I quote, so here's where the stuff gets really messed up. Spurred on by our dog's coming demise, I started
Okay.
researching why we never ended up having kids and came across some texts during that
Great.
same time
Great.
period.
Sounds like he's a lawyer. Sounds like he's a lawyer. I'm researching. I think you can also call tracking a girl every day also as a research.
Yeah,
Technically,
yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
not stalking her. Your research, doing research, making sure she's all right.
What's the female gangster called in The Wire? Snoop. Anyway, during that same time period where she had a 2 to 3 year affair. So during as he was researching, he came across some texts. So he came across over 10,000 texts during that same time period
How
that
did he count
confirmed
it? What?
what?
How did he
Yeah.
count that? I would stop at 1,000. Actually, at 3, but okay. I can count to. I can count to 10. I only
One,
can
two,
count to
I,
3.
s- I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5. Oh
Oh
man.
man,
But
jeez.
yeah. It was the guy that
They always
actually
say women are better at this. That's
yeah,
obvious.
yeah. So apparently it was the guy that actually broke it off with her in the end because he
Oh,
knew she was married and didn't want to be a home wrecker. That's after 3 years there. This
what?
made her intensely wait. Okay, you ready for this one?
This is
Thi-
how. Wait a second. This is how dudes end up with someone else's baby without knowing it. But continue.
Yeah, so this made her intensely angry at me for 2 years. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
It was the guy that actually broke it off with her in the end because he knew she was married and didn't want to be a home wrecker. So the guy broke it off. This made her intensely angry with me for
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and
had
when
no.
someone is, they always find a justification of the wrong thing they'll do.
Yeah,
You're the bad guy
yeah,
because I'm married to you. I was happy
yeah.
getting
I had no
plowed
idea.
by the gardener,
Come on,
by
man.
the
Come on.
pool boy.
Come on. I had.
You're a millionaire, but I'd rather get plowed by the pool boy.
It doesn't say he's a millionaire though. In any case, I had no. He probably wasn't. I had no idea why she was so mad. Honestly, now I wish she would have left me for him so I could at least have a chance at finding a woman that truly loves me enough to have our baby. Honestly, I'm gonna repeat that as well. This is honestly now I wish she would have left me for him so I could at least have a chance at finding a woman that really loves me enough to have our baby. I'm afraid to ask who he's referring to with our, but any case. Did I mention that she cut me off all intimacy since the affair while
Hmm,
still being intimate with him for over
hmm.
another 6 months? And it'll be 10 years this August since we, wow.
Since we what? No, no.
It'll
I
be
hope he's
10
getting
years
something
this
on the
August.
side though.
It'll be 10 years this August since we made love. She claimed it was due to pain, but never went to doctors about it. Not even a handy.
This can be true.
Yo,
This
this one
can
is
be
crazy.
true, man.
This one is
This
crazy.
can be true, man.
Wait, this, not even a handy on my birthday, no matter how many times I asked.
Oh my god, man!
Only reason,
Dude's out here begging for a manual labor, man. What the heck?
only recently, after all this, did we finally figure out what may be the worst part of this. She has had CPTSD from childhood. CPTSD, or child post-traumatic stress disorder from childhood, which was erroneous attributed to agoraphobia and social anxiety for over a decade. Agoraphobia. Let me. I don't know what that is. Agoraphobia involves fearing and avoiding places or situations that might cause panic and feelings of being trapped, helpless, and embarrassed.
Okay, okay,
There's a word for everything, man.
yeah.
I thought when it's I thought it was commitment phobia, but okay. So I have two choices. One, stick with the woman I've loved for over 25 years and help her recover from the CPTSD, or two, find a woman who loves me and I love her enough to have kids in very short order. So, guys in the chat, what do you think?
No.
Which one would you which option would you advise him? KR, let me know your thoughts, please.
Don't forget, by the way, the comments at the end because I'm curious what people are saying
Yeah, yeah,
about this.
yeah. Of course, of course.
Uh, my opinion is the man is talking about he's still in love, by the way, even though she stabbed him in the well, she didn't use that word, but she did him dirty.
Well,
She did him dirty.
the other guy did her dirty.
Yeah, but he's been done dirty right here, man. I don't know. This is the thing. A lot of times when there is like this lack of intimacy during it's this is like textbook, by the way. It's like textbook. Lack of intimacy always suggests yeah she's having someone else. Um, I would
Always?
say
Would you say
a lot of times
always?
yeah, when it's prolonged. Do you think she's not getting plowed? If she's getting it 2-3 years, no intimacy at all, you think she's not getting plowed? Do you really believe that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you really believe that, RJ? Come on, man. What are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Well,
Someone is doing the plowing.
I'll put it this way. Yeah, I wouldn't. I think
Three
that
years.
I think that I don't know if someone's doing the plowing. I do think that she feels disconnected with him for whatever reason.
3 years. 6 months, maybe. 3 years.
You know what I'm
Let alone
thinking?
10. Let alone 10. Bruh, what are we talking? People need to become a bit more realistic in life.
Yeah.
It goes both ways, by the way.
Yeah.
It goes, but some people, if a guy, anyway, I'm not gonna go into details. But if someone is lacking intimacy, they will always try to find it someplace else. It's
Yeah.
that's just I would be surprised. Well, he's I think he's well he was the one who's begging for a manual for a manual. I've never heard of that. That's crazy to me.
A
That's
hand.
crazy, bruh.
Yeah.
I
So
you 44, you said?
he's 44. Yeah. The woman is
Yeah,
43.
just cut it off, man. Just cut it off, and then have her. I mean, if she gives you a kid now, that kid's gonna be probably.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna that kid. So the chances of her, she's 43, he's 44. The chances of that kid having um any mental um
Disability.
disabilities, as in autistic, etc., that increases with age because
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
Some people said they didn't know there are limited X in life. Well, I don't know what kind of biology classes you went to on high school, but I think she did him dirty. He should choose for himself. He's still in love though, because he says, "Do I stay with the girl I love for 25 years?" That shows you the man is more of a romantic in relationships majority of the time.
Yeah. Well,
His question tells you what he wants to do.
yeah. So I think a couple of things I do agree with you, but what I take from this, KR, is that they're 44 and 43 respectively, and they've been together for 25 years. So that means they got married at 19 and 18, right? About 19 and 18 respectively. So you're very young at that point
Mhm.
in time. You don't know anything about life. And I do think, like in any marriage, like in any long-term relationship, you both people evolve. And so both people evolve. And as they're evolving, they need to continue to reconnect with each other, get to know
Mhm.
each other, get to know the newer version of each other. And that's always a challenge. And just seems like to me
Grown apart.
they've grown apart. Mom and dad were arguing a lot. So mama was anyway, but the problem
Which
is
is
they're not mom and
older
dad.
mom.
They're not mom and dad. Husband and wife were arguing a lot. So wife moved back to anyway.
But
And that
this is just
husband went to California with his CD. I met Dr. Dre. Nah, man. But on all seriousness, that's what I think the problem is. And they're both they both seem to be comfortable with the situation. What I think happened with the other guy, because the guy had no problem. So the boyfriend had no problem messing with a married woman. What I suspect is that the married woman tried to swing from her current branch to that branch,
yeah.
and the guy said, "Oh no, 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 no. That's I can't break up. I can't ruin your marriage." Well, you already did, though. So, but I'm gonna read some comments, and then we can move on to the next topic. So a guy, yo, KR, I'm gonna have to tell you this, man. Sometimes the handles are funnier than the comments themselves. This a guy or a woman, I don't know what, yeah, but the person is called the Constipated Dragon. Let's see, dude, why are you still in a relationship? Mr. Rogers AE says she cut him off 10 years ago and hated him for 2 years after that because her boyfriend broke up with her. The time to leave was 9 years ago.
But I didn't know. He didn't know. He
I
should
didn't
have
know.
known though.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
It's
Anyway, Bingo training help 964 says Bingo OP is scared to be alone. Yes, I'm soul searching to do. They aren't a good match though. Scared to be alone. Outrageous Fox 4227 asks, this sounds worse than being alone. It is.
it is though.
It's
You're
called a
you're
better.
living in a house together and you're still alone. That's crazy.
Yeah. Seems like someone is. I don't know if this one person is the first person defending the guy or not, but Stay Sharp 101 says it's called abandonment trauma, where the thought of losing someone is worse than the affairs, the hate, the gaslighting, and manipulation. Went through similar situation until she hated me enough to divorce me. Took years to get my head straight. Probably still not there, but been 11 years and never dated since. The only thing
Yeah.
worse than being alone is being alone in a crowded room. Now, you remember the two questions, right? The guy asked two questions. It was either A or B. The first question was the first alternative he posed was either I stay with the woman I've loved for 25 years, and the
Yeah.
second option was do I leave? So his questions in short were do I stay or do I
What do
leave? Nothing more, nothing less, right?
Yeah.
Well, OK Ring 3261 says you're the a-hole for staying. He never asked whether he never asked that question. He just asked, should I stay or should I leave? But OK
Yeah.
Ring 3261 decided
Yeah.
to just give a free advice. Um, what I think is you hear he has a victim's he's assuming a victim position. Why didn't she break up with me? Why didn't she leave me? Someone another one of the comments I said, the guy said, I made it, I experienced something similar. I basically hung in there for a couple of years until she divorced me. And now I'm saying, so it's always like the woman is the problem and she needs to leave me if she doesn't want me in this case. And it's like, no, if you don't feel happy in a relationship, that goes for men and women. If you don't feel happy in a relationship, you're always free to leave. I'm a proponent of fighting and fighting to not fisticuffs.
Wow, I'm starting to look out of sideways. I'm like, what? What is this? Where are you going? Because
I smell a new
I'm gonna
I
lean.
smell
I'm gonna lean back. I'm gonna lean back.
I smell a new league in where was it? Poland? A new
Romania. Romania.
Romania, a new MMA league in Romania. Nah, man. But I'm a proponent of
Divorce. The one who gets knocked out first loses everything.
pays for the needs to pay the attorney fee. Yo, that's gonna change the laws.
Great. Yo. Yo. Oh my God. Jesus. That would be crazy. By the way, you're referencing for those we're not talking out of our necks. There is a league, a fight league, an MMA league in Romania where they put two women versus one
One,
man in a in a cage. It ended very bad. By the way, the guy was overweight.
yeah.
The guy was
I mean,
super overweight.
yeah, I mean the guy wasn't
Not
yeah,
even a
yeah,
dad bod
yeah,
would justify calling
yeah,
it that's like a butterbean kind of
yeah. Seems like the
situation.
weight class was like, what does he weigh? And then look at the combined weight of the other two. That,
Oh.
there's
No,
a
but all
reason why.
jokes, I think so. I think what is happening here, like you said, they married at 19, 18 and 19. So one thing you, if you've been, the guy has in his adult life, he's never been um, single. So I think that's also a thing that holds him a bit back. Like it's like he's probably scared. I think I told you earlier this week what deletes more people than something else.
What
Um,
deletes more people than
and
something?
something else. Something deletes more people
Oh yeah,
than something else.
yeah, yeah. I remember.
I think he hasn't grown into being a man. He still has a childish mentality when it comes to adult relationships. So
Yeah, yeah,
good luck to him, man.
yeah.
Just
And
hope that he doesn't find another batch of 10,000 texts. Because I think probably one or two more in there.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
My last thought on this is that we make jokes, etc. But when you're going through it, I mean, from the outside looking in, things are obvious. But your mindset and belief system is everything, and those mindsets and belief systems basically they create a framework. So it's like the mindset set that needs to change.
Yep.
And it's not as easy for I do understand that it's not as easy for him as maybe for other people who have different belief systems to leave, because in his mind he's probably thinking, if I leave, I abandoned her, I'm a bad person. I mean, and
Yeah.
those are all things that, and if you force him to leave and say, yo, you gotta leave, if he isn't ready for it, he's gonna go crawling right back, or gonna find himself in a similar situation because he hasn't learned. Guys,
Or
let
he
us know
deleting her, but okay.
what
Or
what
he ends up deleting her.
her or himself.
Yeah. Or both.
In any case, yeah. Yeah. In any case, guys, let us know your thoughts and opinions. Do you think that he should stay? Do you think that he should leave? When was the right time to stay or leave? That being said, we can move to the next segment of the show. KR?
Hey man, we talked about him last week already. The infamous Zoom driver. The Zoom driver. Let me go back to that case. Let me play a little bit of background so you guys can get a idea what we're talking about. Here's the video we shared last week of the initial interaction between Judge
Our cause case, People
Cedric
versus Corey
Simpson
Harris.
and Corey. What's his name?
On behalf of Pittsfield Township. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Mr.
Fair
Harris.
use, by the way. Hello. He calls in and says, "Hello, can you guys hear me?" That's
oh my God.
Driving.
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Wait. You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
A license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
his facial expression is crazy, yo.
License. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Fair use. Look at the judge, like, yeah, what is this?
Oh,
Yo, the guy is such.
Can I speak, Judge? Can I speak?
Hello, can I speak? Judge is like, what the?
hello.
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Yeah. Yeah, we started it off last week with this story, this part of the story, because that was still can't wrap my mind around what he did. Apparently, The story goes after he was locked up for 2 days because he was driving without a license, suspended license. It came out that the reason why he got a suspended license is is because he was back on child support. So he was back on child support. So the court decided we're gonna suspend his license, so he cannot drive to work anymore and pay his back child support. So we can lock him up and he can work for free for us. Anyway,
I don't get the reasoning though. I mean,
I never understood that part of the. You're
Yeah.
trying to remove all things from him so he cannot get to whatever he has to go to make the money. I don't know what.
yeah,
And
0 cents for me. 0 cents.
0 cents, yeah. But they still do that, and at the end, I think it has different goals. Has nothing to do with getting the mom or the other parent, the money. But that's another topic for another day. After this all happened, it was revealed that he had to go back into court
Yeah.
because the court started a investigation. How
Yeah.
could this happen?
They went through the text.
How could this happen? We suspended the guy's license. He paid for the child support, but we didn't release it. Then they started looking at probably which license. What are the numbers? Why didn't we process this correctly? And they
Was
had to
this
go
our
back
fault?
to court.
Yeah, was this our fault? Did
Yeah.
we do something incorrect?
Well, we always do something incorrect, but how could this happen? Because we're always late. But let's see why we were late.
Yeah.
Because there always seems to be. It's easy. That's the thing with court. That's why when things like this happen, you don't want to end up in court with regards to back pay of child support or whatever, because it's easy for them to suspend stuff. It takes a lot of time to unsuspend it.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy. Jesus Christ.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Bureaucracy.
Yes. Cat.
Bureaucracy.
Anyway, let's take a look what the judge had to say, because he went back into court.
Department of Public Safety, or to this court ultimately at the May 15th hearing. And I think it needs to be stated, I've been asked for comments. I have refrained from comments, as is my normal practice is. This court with the pending case will speak on the record. And so I am going to make sure that the record is very, very clear as to what this court knows and what this court acted on May 15th. And we can start with this. And my basis for doing it is because of what was said.
Fair use, by the way.
About what this whole process was. And that an indication, counsel, and I know, counsel, you've been before me before.
Absolutely.
I know it is not coming from you, but you also know how I am.
I do.
And the thing is that if for whatever reason, the one time in my life I was wrong, I will say it, and did. But when I'm not wrong, and when people are not to blame, then it also needs to be said. So I will try to get through this as quick as I possibly can. But I will tell you, first of all, with any reference to your client having had a license on that day, and some indication or misunderstanding as to whether or not he had a license. Let me make it very clear, based upon what the court looked at, he has never had a Michigan license, ever, and has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union. He has never.
I'm telling you, they're looking at the wrong place. It's probably on one of those islands, Caribbean islands. That's where he got his license. They gotta research that as well. He thought, I can drive on the islands. That means I can drive
I'm an
My name
island boy.
well, those are different boys, but okay. Don't want to be called an island boy. They were calling Jeffrey an island boy, but okay.
I think Jeffrey. Anyway, let's not continue down that road.
Yeah. But what do you think about this new
So,
term?
so because they thought that his driver's license was suspended because he was back on child support. They probably registered it as such in their system, and now they went and checked and realized that dude never had a license, or at least a Michigan license to begin.
No license in any other of the 50 other 48, 49 other states.
So how can something be suspended if you've never had it in the first place, man? Yeah, and I'm curious to see because I think I saw the judge, because not the judge, the counsel, the attorney of the Zoom driver, the infamous Zoom driver, and she was saying, you didn't play it, but she said, I didn't know it is, judge. She said,
Yes,
I don't know this, judge. Yeah.
he said it.
Yeah, because the question was, you're saying that it's suspended and we're fighting something, but apparently it doesn't even have one. Of course, the attorney has to say.
I didn't
Never
know
had
you.
it. At least this attorney did, because there are super attorneys, super lawyers.
Shout out to Jayoma.
We'll talk about that one later. But you have super attorneys that would have argued something else on the spot.
Yeah, she burnt it. She pressed on delete in all the court records and all the records in government. She actually hacked the system and removed that specific line.
What are you talking about?
The jealous baby mama.
Oh, the jealous, probably.
He
Yeah,
hacked the system, came in, paid her cousin who's working as an assistant of the governor to hack into the system and delete that specific line.
or it's either that or the Zoom driver, the now so-called Zoom driver, knew that. So he was in court, and they said, you're back on child support. You're behind on child support. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, we need to take some disciplinary measures. Your Honor, I've thought about it, and you can suspend my license.
It all makes sense now why he was driving that first hearing, because you can't suspend something that no one has.
I've been doing this, Raj.
I've been driving. What are you talking about, sir? You can't suspend something I never had.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
That's crazy. The whole story is crazy, and I think, I think he's gonna get. It won't end well for him after this one, because yeah, driving. This guy's been driving this whole life without a license. So he jumped into the car, started driving, and all this time, the guy is 44. He looks like he's 50, but he's 44.
He looks older. Yeah, life's been hard on him.
Life's been hard. 44 years. This guy's been driving around without a license, without a driving.
Not 44 though.
Well, okay. Let's okay.
Well, at this point, I'm not sure.
Let's say about 25 years, maybe a bit more even.
Yeah.
Because in America you can start driving at 16 already. So let's say 25 to 28 years. He's been driving the roads in Michigan and all the 50 states without a license. I don't know if he ever left Michigan, but that's another topic. But he's been driving without a license.
Yeah.
How did this man do this all this time? Or did when they caught him, he said, "Give me a ticket, sir, because I forgot my license. Don't ask me for it. I forgot it at home."
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a good question.
Either he's lucky, or he has the gift of gab.
Yeah, or
Because people
or
get popped for less, according to BLM. I had to put this one in. I had to put it in. I had to put that one in. I was building towards that this whole time. I was building towards that line the whole time. Oh man.
uh
Hey, people
um,
can pop for less, according to some people out here.
yeah, I guess there might. I mean, I'm not counting out.
Maybe you should give some Zoom courses how to avoid police. How
I'm
not to
not.
get popped by police.
I'm not counting out possible fraudulent acts though, because
Good.
they had to have something registered somewhere for people to think that he had a license to suspend in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
You know what
yeah.
it is? Do you must know this. When in court, when during the child hearing stuff, the baby mama probably told the court he has a license. And he
Probably.
confirmed it. They asked him, sir, do you have a license? Well, he's not gonna say no, because then he's gonna snitch on himself.
Yeah.
And then 1 + 1 = 0 in this case.
Yeah.
No license. Anyway, the judge, by the way, his name is Cedric Simpson. He's had more interesting cases. This isn't the only one he's had. Fair use, by the way. I'm gonna show you another one he's had recently.
Can you turn on your camera, sir?
Fair use.
I don't have any contract with a public defender's office.
You what?
I don't have any contract with the public defender's office representing me.
You don't have a contract with them?
Correct.
Yes, Judge. I reached out to Mr. Day to try to help pre-try this case.
It's going to be a Bellinger thing.
I think so, Judge.
Okay, go for it.
My understanding is that he had enough counsel that he's going to have, I believe, on his file. And I wish him good luck if that's the case, but I don't see another attorney here. So I don't know what's going on, Your Honor.
No,
Mr. Day?
I'm defending myself. I told him that I would notify the court that I relieved him of any implied obligations to this case.
So you're going to represent yourself?
I'm defending myself. Correct.
Okay, then you need to be here.
RJ,
Yeah.
for
There is
copyright
no.
purposes, let's start with the first part.
The answer is no.
Let me ask the question first.
Okay. Okay.
People have to understand.
Okay.
Would you recommend someone to defend himself
No.
in court?
No. Even if you're an attorney, it's good to be represented by another attorney, because the other attorney the other attorney might look at blind spots that you can't look at, that you're unable to see. So even if you're an attorney with experience, it's good to have just another attorney representing you. Now, this guy started off by saying he doesn't have a contract with. I bet you. I think I think what he's trying to claim is that he's using contract law. Seemingly, that's the direction I think he's going, trying to say, hey, if I didn't have an agreement with you, then I can't be accused of doing. Come on.
No. This is I think it's a traffic stop situation. Okay. Very weird, but it's gonna get worse. By the way, let me continue. Fair use.
Now,
Well, as I told the court, I requested a Zoom hearing because I have COVID. So there's no way I could.
in a vehicle with a hat on, no mask. Oh,
This dude has a hard hat on. A few claims he has. And it's gonna get worse. Look at the judge face. He got him already. He got him in the corner. He know he got him. Let's do this one.
Inside my vehicle right now.
what'd you say?
I said yes because I'm inside my vehicle right now. I work outside. I'm away from the general public.
Did you
So
go
there's
to
no-
the hospital regarding the COVID diagnosis?
Excuse me?
Have you been to the doctor regarding the COVID diagnosis?
It's against my religion.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do.
Yo.
Come on.
He
Come on.
has his relation to go to the doctor. Oh man. To get a temporary result relating to his status. Let's continue. Fair use.
Then I'm gonna say, okay, you've got COVID. I want you here. When's our last block? 3 o'clock today. Wear a mask if you're gonna represent yourself.
I can't make that. Is there a later date?
Oh,
3:30?
yeah, you can. 3 o'clock.
3:30, I can make that.
I'll be here at 3 o'clock.
Well, I'll be there at 3:30, and if there's any issue, then
Okay, and at 3 o'clock, I may issue a bench warrant. Be here at 3 o'clock. I'll pass this matter. Thank you.
there's no bench warrant to be issued because this court didn't have
Okay, I'll determine that at 3 o'clock.
the court
See
didn't
you at 3
have
o'clock. Thank you.
this court does not have jurisdiction.
You're welcome, Mr. Feaster. Cut his line.
This dude
Some people love to play Russian roulette with a full clip.
with their future, man.
With a
I'll be
full,
there.
Russian
Can you,
roulette with a full clip.
can you imagine, KR? The judge is telling you, the judge will need to preside over your case. The judge that would need to decide your fate. It's telling you you need to be there at 3, and you're saying, well, I'll be there at 3:30. I think the dude doesn't even understand the concept of a court.
He showed up at 3, by the way. We're gonna take a short look at what he had to say, because he started talking about his status, and he asked him to show up with a mask.
State of
Fair
Michigan
use.
versus Tariq Day.
And Michigan Atra, Senior Assistant Prosecuting Attorney for the people.
Where's your mask?
Ready?
What's your name?
Tariq Samar Tariq, the executive of the Tariq Samar Tariq Living Trust. Glad owner Tariq Wilson Estate.
Sir, you indicated that you wish to represent yourself on this matter.
Yes,
All right, you understand at your arraignment, you were given the charges that were filed, have been filed against you?
I was given a charge. So if there were any additional, I was not given those charges. The only charge I got was a fleeing and eluding,
Fleeing and eluding 3rd degree.
3rd degree, correct. And if anything else was tallied onto that, I was not told.
Okay. I have one charge.
Okay.
That is a felony, punishable by up to 5 years incarceration and $1,000 fine plus court costs. The Secretary of State would be required upon your conviction to suspend your license for a period of 1 year. You understand that, sir?
I do, but I have some questions.
As soon as I get through this, you have indicated that you wish to represent yourself. I have to advise you that there are some dangers in you representing yourself. You understand that, sir?
I do comprehend.
And you understand.
He knows the words. The words are the big words.
He's been watching Law and Order. The man has been watching a lot of these Law and Order and all these Suits. Yes, but Suits was more Wasn't this more business related cases? I think it was,
Yeah.
right?
Or do you think he knows the difference though?
He doesn't know. He says he knows the
Yo,
dangers, but he's out here, like I said, playing Russian roulette with a full clip, man.
he's you have in Suits, you have Harvey Specter.
Yeah.
Say hello to Darvis Specter, man. This guy, D'Angelo Specter is here, man.
Day
What's the guy?
Spectre.
What's the guy's name? Luther. It's Idris. He's Idris.
Oh man. Anyway, I've watched the full. I'm not gonna watch the full thing. It's 19 minutes long, but he was rambling the whole time, talking crazy. He used. He's been. I'm telling you, he's been watching some of these law shows because he's been using. He's been using a lot of interesting words. And then the judge said, "You're just rambling. You're using words you don't even know the meaning of."
Yeah. You don't
Hey,
have jurisdiction.
Yeah, he kept saying that the whole time. Hey, with your final verdict on this?
Yeah, but I didn't see the whole clip, but from the way it started, yeah. You know what people think? People always think that they're smarter than they are. Just like if you want a new logo, you can decide to experiment with a new logo, but if you know nothing about it, it's gonna take you so much time. So it's better for you to, if you want it, and there are grades, right? Either you do it yourself or you pay like an expert, a super amount of money for it to get for the expert to get it done, and you have everything else in between. And the thing is, the more you pay, or the more you can afford to pay or want to pay, the better your position can be. It's not always the case, but if you have a professional can help you better. Just like building a house. If you don't any construction experience, you have no business trying to build a house. Same thing. But what I usually see as an attorney, and I don't do criminal law, but it just goes across the board. It applies across the board. Is that people think that because they can read it, or they can find it online, or they can maybe chat GPT it, that they understand, one, what's being said, and two, the what's the word, the impact of what they're doing or what they're agreeing to. And oftentimes they don't. From the way this guy's talking, this guy is talking like it's a game. And if you approach it like it's a game, then you're already starting 1-0 behind. Unless you're Chad
Powerful.
Ochocinco in his prime that could dance and still make plays. And he could do it because he was basically eating, breathing, dreaming football. Unless you're that kind of talent, you have no business approaching, stepping on a football field. In this case, a court case, but a courtroom, but I'm gonna just use the analogy: step on a football field without ever being tackled, without ever having tackled someone, without protective gear, without the rules, and without a clear strategy, and say, okay, guys, let's do this. It's just gonna take, they're gonna what's the guy's name? Destroy you. Get it?
Okay, let's on that note, I think we can close this topic. I couldn't say anything else about this. This is just all foolery. People out here. Luckily for that Zoom guy, the first one, the Corey Harris, he didn't try to defend himself, because that would have totally went south. As we always do, at the end of every show, we discuss some of these short topics where we basically give some responses. Try to do it as short as possible on these commonplace situations and trending news.
Yes, yes. Remember, guys, to press the like button, follow us on our other socials, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell as well.
Today we have, well, since we are already in court, I thought maybe we continue in court. Oklahoma Pookie-Chad judge living in gangster paradise. Let's see, what are we talking about? Fair use. I'm not gonna play the video because we might get with a copyright. I'm gonna play the audio. Just listen, guys.
Associate District Judge Brian Love, multi-county grand
Fair
jury
use.
indicting Garfield County Associate District Judge Brian Lovell Thursday on 2 felony counts for a drive-by shooting in February 2023. The alleged target, his own brother-in-law. We talked to him months after.
I had no idea that it could have been Brian Lovell.
Kenneth Marcus says his son saw an unfamiliar car moments before bullets began flying.
Seeing a person in a window and missing by a matter of inches is not just a random shooting.
Months.
As I walk on the shadow of the valley of death, I look at my eyes and realize there's nothing left. RJ, a judge is out here living the gangster life because not only did he popped off at his brother-in-law, apparently he got hit with another 8 felony charges after he popped off at the traffic lights. The man is losing his, I don't know what is going through his mind.
Yeah.
Either losing it or he thinks I'm gonna throw my whole life away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the caption says it all, man. Pookie-Chad judge. Sometimes, well, I'll approach this from 2 angles. The first angle is the way we look at it, right? We look at it as, why would someone do it? Why would someone throw away his life like that?
No, I don't think it like that. I would have loved to see the video of it.
No, man.
I
But
want to see how he throws it away. I want to see him get locked up, the prep walk. I want to
Yeah.
see him get hit by the cops when he's getting arrested.
yeah,
Let's stop there.
yeah, let's stop there.
Continue.
On the other hand, when what I think might be the case, and this is not just to be clear, this is not a justification for what he did, because what he did was just stupid. You don't do that. But what might also be the case, what you see is people, especially people who are very idealistic, they study law for justice. They become judges to secure justice, and then you start working in the system, and then you see that the system is just like any other system. It strives to regulate people, but you do see injustice. You see it because in reality you have differences. One party can have a super well protected, or at least a super attorney, pays a lot of money, gets a great team of attorney. Another person doesn't. You can see the difference in college. You can see political preferences. So you feel a lot of injustice, and that might convince someone to, or maybe not convince, but that might lead someone to think, you know what, I'm gonna take the law in my own hands, and then maybe
Wow.
it starts out Black Panther-ish and ends up LA-ish. So that's what I think might be the case. But I'll tell you this though. If you are in a group that commits violence and you wear certain colors and do certain dances, it's different than if you're a judge, because as a judge, you play a different role in society. You can't be doing two things at once. Pick your lifestyle, bro. Now the community is gonna pick his lifestyle for him.
Damn. That's a hard shot. If those don't understand, if those who don't understand don't get locked up, otherwise you'll find out what kind of lifestyle you'll be living.
Well, it's the longest yard, man. It's gonna be the longest. It's gonna be.
Oh man.
We're
Not
gonna
only
see-
that,
it's
they will
gonna be
try
a
to
lot
go
of-
back because some lawyers will try to go back to his old cases and say this guy isn't. They need to return back,
mistrial or
mistrial, and all this other stuff. It's crazy, man. I think the man is just losing his mind.
mind? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Some people start at a certain age, they just lose it. And I think he probably lost it. I don't know the backstory. Maybe he
He's 59,
divorced his
right?
wife. Huh?
He's 59.
He's how old
Yeah,
is he? Yeah, he's 59. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing more to lose. I've been living my life this whole time. Now my wife cleaned me out. Now his brother-in-law was always taunting me. Now my boss his house up. So let him know who's judge. Who's the judge?
Yeah.
Hey,
Let's
some
see,
people
man.
throw their life away. If he gets convicted, he's gonna spend the rest of his life in jail. That's for sure.
Yeah. Because as a someone with his function, with his office, or whether this is his function, his role in society, you expect more. So
Yeah.
So he needs to do better. I mean, the bar is higher for someone with with a public office, for someone in the judicial system, and they need to punish him harsher to give a clear message that the judicial system disapproves of his gangsta lifestyle.
Yeah, man.
Do you want to
Great.
be a judge or do you want to be a gangsta? Combination.
Gangsta. Hey, talking about gangsters, man. Costa Rica is also full of gangsters.
Well, we're not gonna show that one, right? Oh,
We're gonna cut it off.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna show the full
Not
thing.
even the sound, man. Not even the sound.
Okay. I'm not gonna show the sound. Well, I'm gonna show the sound up until that point.
Yeah, but not that point. I mean,
I'm gonna cut it when the guy starts walking towards him.
yeah. Okay.
Just so you guys understand,
yeah.
neighbor in Costa Rica popped his own neighbor 9
Well,
times.
You can say he popped him. You can use a synonym as well.
He's smoking on his back. They've been fighting for years, by the way. So let's take a look at this crazy story
Very quick.
real quick. So I'm gonna play it here.
And you can see if you stop right there. You wanna like the first breakdown.
First, I'm gonna play it first.
Okay.
Fair use, by the way, fair use, and then I'm gonna break it down.
Okay, yeah,
And
yeah,
then I'm gonna let him pop off again, and then let it start all over. Let it loop. I'm gonna let it loop.
No foot on the beat.
He's calling him huevón. Leave me in peace. Well, déjame en paz. Leave me in peace. Someone was left in pieces, but out of nowhere, this guy decides to start standing, and I'm gonna stop it here because after this, it totally goes south.
Yeah.
It totally goes out.
Well, you can show it just just share the just screen just to show, because when you're talking about the people, you said this guy is standing. So it's good for you to say you're talking about the guy in the red shirt, right?
In the red shirt. Yes. In the red shirt, he's already standing in combat mode.
Well, that's
He just came to the wrong combat, man. This is not hand to hand combat, man. This is G to G combat. Anyway, yeah, it went south after this. Let me put it on mute and let it loop. After that, he starts swinging, and the other guy in blue decides to
not the
pull out.
cop.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Not the cop. Try to do what he saw on TV, what all cops do. Stop and
Shoot first, ask later. Ask questions
yeah,
later.
pop first off and ask later. Yeah, it looped. So yeah, that's crazy. It's been revealed that these guys have been these neighbors have been having problems for years now, and constant battle. I think it's important in this case. What you can see, well, now we're gonna break it down. What you see here is the guy is already holding behind his truck. Not sure if he already brandished it before, showing that he has it, but he's making sure he's loaded. He's loading it. He's loading it here. So he's already making sure he's strapped, that he doesn't have an empty chamber. But then he puts it back, and the wife keeps talking. And what you see below here is that he's trying to stop his wife with a touch, but then she pushes him away. So I think it's here important to say, at the end of the day, these two women were fighting, but it wasn't them that ended up being the victims. Well, they were side victims. It's the men who thought they had to defend their wife, their wife's honor.
Yeah. It's because you could see that the women were talking. They were basically talking. They were screaming and yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And the men, both of them, were there to, let's say, support their women. Now, the guy in red, you called it combat stance. That wasn't a combat stance, I'll tell you that.
Well,
But he was
what he thought was, well, he can't think anymore. What he thought was a combat stand.
Yeah. So you could see him in the frame like this, KaiR. And he was trying to move slowly and in stealth mode.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
He saw the guy in blue defending his wife, and he thought, okay, I'm gonna sucker punch him. He did this. He moved in. And the guy in blue was just standing like this. He was like, okay, this guy's he's trying to try me. Okay. I'm gonna get you now. Usually they tell you don't give away what you're gonna do, right? Gonna get you. And he swung. Well, he tried to swing. He missed. And the guy in blue overreacted as well.
Yep.
Which tells me that he's not experienced and he was emotional in that moment.
All parties were. No one was stoic. No one was in their right mind.
I'm gonna ask you one thing. Do you think you can be stoic with, and I don't want this to sound
too fresh and fitty? Oh man.
Do you think you can be stoic with a woman in that situation which that is not following your
So,
instructions because the guy
so
tried to
that's the thing,
take
right?
her away.
This
She,
is the
she
thing, right?
what?
When it's not in that moment, the
Mhm.
choice was made when the relationship started, or 5 years into the relationship.
Okay.
But the thing is this, right? The patterns, you cannot move it out. So if she's done it now, she's been doing it already for a couple of times. It's not at that moment she didn't listen to him. She never listened to him before. Chances are, she's doing her own thing, both of them. So at that moment, you have to choose the person who fits your character the best. If you're a crash out dude, be a crash out dude and find you a crash out woman. She'll get you in a situation for you to crash out. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. There will be a time where you will crash out for her because of her mistake. And then she'll blame you for crashing out. And then she'll record a IG saying, I don't mess with crash out dudes while you're in your casket. Can even say you're praying. You're rotting away. I think you're right. In that moment, you cannot be stoic. But if you, like I said, the choices are made long. The choices was made long before that. Now it's too late to judge whether you're stoic at that moment, because the it's all in the system already. You can clearly see the emotions on both sides, and at this point, they've been fighting each other verbally then for years. They've had problems with each other. For me, but that's personal. For me, if I'm living next to my biggest enemy, I might either try to solve that situation or move out. You don't want to live every day in hostility. You don't know when it pops off, and now you see it. In this day and age, you don't know who's packing. You really don't know. So sometimes not sometimes. It's always better to de-escalate and run if you can. Your woman might call you a itchbay, a coochie, but she won't call you
Dearly departed.
RIP, RIP, whatever your name is.
Yeah. Beloved
Uh,
husband.
Beloved husband, or my boyfriend. RIP
Yeah.
to my boyfriend. She
Yeah.
won't call you that.
That's true.
Some people get you in trouble, man. I don't know.
Yeah, and especially testing your masculinity. You know, you aren't manly. You're not anything. I mean,
Stand up
if I
for your woman. Why should you know what's crazy to me? So I get in a grand mode now. You know what's crazy to me? When people say I need a man that defends me.
Yeah.
Defends you against what? I live in the suburbs. I don't have ops. What do I have to defend you from? I'm not in the ghetto.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have ops.
Well, I don't want to use the word defend. I'll use the word protect, right? So
Or
if
protect against
if
who?
if I see, well, I'll put it like this: if I see you in danger,
Against who? What kind of danger?
can be anything.
Are we in the third world country? Are
Well,
we in are we in the selvas de Colombia
well,
where we have to run for our lives? No, we're not.
but protection can be different things, right? So if I see that my wife or my girlfriend or my whatever, my partner, female partner, wants to do something, and I tell her, you know what, I don't think it's a good idea to do that. I don't think it's a good idea for you to go at that time to that place. Let me finish. I don't think it's a good idea to go to that at that time to that place with those people. I don't think it's a good idea to go by yourself with your group of women, of female friends. I mean, if you're going to Jamaica, your safety is the least that I'll be worried about. But
Well,
if you
no,
tell me, so if you tell me, so let's say if your girlfriend or wife tells you, you know what, I want to go to, like a different, like a destination, dangerous destination. You know that there are ongoing, and there's an ongoing war, or that is very dangerous, and she decides to go anyways. So that's the protection that I think. I mean, or sometimes, let's say you're with your girlfriend or wife, and you see a
you,
dangerous situation, and you say, "Hey,
what kind of let's be specific
you're
over the
in you're in a club, and you see people starting to fight." And I don't understand these people that go and say, oh, look who's fighting. I don't understand it. And I
but you
try,
know they don't mean that.
and I say,
You're talking about from a logical perspective. They don't mean that type of protection. They mean the protection when they're getting robbed. You step in and try to fight the guy with with his act right. I do agree with you in that situation. You're not protecting. Well, technically, you're avoiding, and you got to think ahead. But that's not the type of protection people are talking about most of the time.
no, but you know what the problem is? Sometimes, um, sometimes, people, they broaden the scope, right? So when you say protection right now, you know what people will say? Yeah, but it's about emotional protection as well. It's about spiritual protection. Provision is not only money. That's what they'll tell you. It's not only money. It's always providing for. And so they broaden the scope. The things are very easy. Are you gonna so this is where what I say. Are you gonna listen to what I say, or aren't you gonna listen to what I say? Because I'll tell you this, KR. If your wife or girlfriend tells you something, you do it your own way, and it doesn't turn out right, she's best believe she'll throw it in your face. Best
course.
believe she'll say, "I told you so." You know that she's gonna do it, and that's basically, it's not. I wouldn't call it protection or provision in that time, in that moment. But hey, if you trust someone as a man, you trust a woman, and your woman tells you, "You know what? I don't think this is a good idea." Maybe she's also trying to look out for you, and you do it anyway. I'm not a proponent of throwing things in your face. I think it's just at the end of the day, you don't control anyone. So someone can do whatever. A guy can do whatever he wants. A woman can do whatever he wants. But there are consequences to your choices.
Consequences, yes, yes. I do agree
So,
with you on that.
so I
You
don't
can
think.
even do it back as a man, by the way,
Excuse me.
because they'll call you zesty. I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen. I
No,
told you not to do it.
it's not zesty. It's not zesty. It's sassy.
Oh,
They'll call you
zesty
sassy.
with a Z. Zesty. Zesty
Yeah,
or
well,
sassy.
zesty is this, and sassy is
Oh,
when
I
you.
yeah, sassy. I know what sassy is.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. All right,
Okay,
cool, cool.
sassy then. Sassy. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's all the same. But okay, maybe I got my words mixed up. Anyway, protect yourself at all times. Choose your life partner wisely. A person who's not too emotional, or at least in situations like this, because I mean it escalates real quick. You have to be able to de-escalate the situation as a man. That's most importantly. And at the end of the day, if you swing first,
Like me.
make sure you land. Make sure that guy is down, or continue swinging until he's down. Don't give him that
Yeah,
space, because
yeah. I think the guy is a coward.
and
As well.
he is,
But
there are a
but
lot of
at the end of the day, hindsight, he might be a coward. Two things can be right at the same time. He might be a coward, but you're not
he's
here.
legit
So
coward.
yeah,
Well, he probably gotta get locked up for what he did. But
yeah. Hey, man.
anyway, guys,
Think,
protect yourself at all times.
yes. Hey, guys, thank you if you're still tuned in. Whatever your thoughts are, let us know in the comment section below. We really appreciate your support. Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our other socials, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you stay up to date when we drop new videos. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see each other in the next one. Until next time, peace.
Man,
We are out.
what a way to do it.
Ha.
Yo, why did you drop that one? Yo, I was like, what are you doing?